union responsible for line staff at the Grand Lucayan weighing in on the official change in operation. 4 men wanted by police. And Miss Grand Bahama coming under fire.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Today, September 11th, marks the official change in operators at the Grand Lucayan Resort from Hutchison Lucayan Limited to the government of the Bahamas under Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited. Tonight, the Commonwealth Union of Hotel Services, the union responsible for line staff, is weighing in on this deal, noting that their priority is the protection of their members. The union says it was no surprise at all when employees received a letter notifying them that as of September 11th, the government would be responsible for the Grand Lucayan property. Counsel and attorney for the Commonwealth Union, Pleasant Bridgewater, during a press conference with President Michelle Dorset by her side, stated that the union will do everything in its power to ensure the rights of the workers are protected during and after this transition. She says they have spoken directly with the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, about this process.
We've been assured that the position of the government is that no employee would be disadvantaged. As of today's date, we are informed that the ownership of the hotel now is turned over to the government. And so we accept that. We also have been informed that all of the liabilities and the obligations as relates to the workers have also been turned over to the government. We've also been assured that the benefits that would have accrued to each worker continues.
Attorney Bridgewater says employees who want to retire can take their package and will receive anything that is legally owed to them under the law or by any existing agreement with the hotel.
We've been assured by the government have a right to continue. No one will be terminated, as it is not the government's intention, we are told, to terminate any services. In fact, we are told that the main purpose of acquiring this hotel at this stage, or for whatever period, is to ensure that the employment of the workers there and the general economy of Grand Bahama is maintained as much as possible.
Bridgewater adds that there is no reason at this point for them to doubt the government, and they are satisfied that this should be a smooth transition.
There are some back pay outstanding to workers based on agreement that was with the union and the hotel, and even the union before this one, the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union. And we've also submitted those back pay claims to the government, and we have been assured as recent as yesterday that the government is looking at them, considering them. Of course, they have to, everything has to be verified, because at the end of the day, money will be paid out. And so they're looking at the figures, making sure they're accurate as possible. And we've been assured that based on whatever's calculated to be true calculation, that they would be paid, those workers would be paid.
Over the past few months, the government has received much backlash for the purchase of the Grand Lucayan Hotel. However, the union contends that they support this move.
It's not government's policy to do it, but in the circumstances, I believe that the government honestly felt that this was the best thing to do at this stage. And I'm hopeful, based on what the minister has said too, that they will do everything within their power to offload it as quickly as possible and to bring in private owners.
Now, Attorney Bridgewater says while some employees are still nervous about the sale, they can rest assured that the union will continue to work on their behalf. In other news, infrastructural improvements are underway in the coastal community of Smiths Point. Work on a seawall is nearing completion, and some attention is being given to the state of the roadway in that area as well. Megan Shepard has an update.
It has been 13 months since WAR Construction resumed responsibility for the construction of the seawall in the Smiths Point community. Now, officials say they're in the demobilization phase, and in a matter of weeks, The road will be open to the public once again. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Works, Aram Lewis, says this initiative was all in an effort to preserve one of the island's oldest settlements.
We are comfortable in knowing that the protective seawall is up. We did now have a fortress. With respect to the community itself, it gives the community a facelift. With proper infrastructure being in place, you now have the opportunity for businesses to spin off. It's going to be a pleasant ride along in the afternoon or during the daytime. Of course, you can see with this wide sidewalk, it's going to be a pleasant walk. So, of course, it's going to be a draw. And once you have critical mass, there are always business spin-offs. So I expect that businesses in the community will certainly grow.
Officer in charge of the Ministry of Works on Grand Bahama, Tony Hudson Bannister, says that they are pleased with the quality of work carried out on the structure. Vice President of WA Construction, Brian Waugh, noting that additional work still has to be carried out in the area. He adds that speed bumps will be added and the 12-foot wall will be outfitted with guardrails for the safety of all.
So we are proud to say that we can see the finish line. Finally, we have in excess of 1,300 linear feet of a strong concrete wall, about 12 feet high, and a beautiful reinforced concrete sidewalk. And we're now finishing up here at the site. We are in the phase of paving the dual roadway, and we're working on a few additional items to the contract, which would include additional drainage, some lighting we're looking into.
Got several small items to deal with. We've got to put some speed bumps on the road and some striping, as well as the rails and stuff for the wall itself.
Lewis notes that not only was the project completed within budget, but that additional works will also be carried out throughout the wider community.
We have some contingency sum in the project, as there are always unknowns, and we're happy to say that approval was given for some of the roadworks throughout the community to now be paved, and we are pricing those areas. We'd use the same contractor, WA, since they are already on site. We don't have to mobilize any new contractors. They will just continue on with the work, and the same quality that they've done here in the seawall, we expect that to be done throughout the community, and in fact even raise it to the next level.
The seawall has also been constructed with a ramp to provide access for all. The roads are expected to be ready for vehicular traffic within 6 weeks. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The Bahamas Telecommunications Company Northern Region sharing BTC's plan for the telecommunications sector. Despite the competition, BTC maintains that it remains the top choice in the business. Vice President of BTC Northern Region, Trevor Turnquest, says BTC is working hard to remain the country's #1 telecommunications provider. Despite competition, he says there are a number of features that solidifies BTC as the leader in the market.
The services that we probably presently have, we're going to make sure that that's upgraded. You're going to see better internet speeds, better resolution times. Of course, we're pushing our IPTV products, so that's something that we want everyone to experience. I think you'll be very pleased with it. It comes with a lot of features that the other operators don't have at the moment. I'm sure they'll be trying to catch up with us, but things like catch up TV and play from beginning, rewind. So when you miss something that you didn't understand or want to see again, you can rewind for a few minutes and see it again.
Speaking of competition, he admits that Alive has been a factor in BTC's operation.
We have seen persons a move over, and that's a given on any new product. A person's going to try. Because equally, we have seen persons come back to us. So we're not worried about that. We're here to do our best and provide a quality service to the customer. And that's one of the things that we aim to do, and we will be certain that we do. No customer should be without service or an essential service that they're paying for.
Based on published reports earlier this year, the Bahamas Telecommunications Company, or BTC, has lost over 60,000 mobile customers, almost 20% of its market, in just over 1 year as a result of this competition. But Turnquest shares why many have returned.
It's BTC. They know this quality service, and they know that we have been here a long time. We know the product. We know how to service our customers. and they return for that experience.
The VP says one thing is sure, BTC will remain a good corporate citizen through sponsoring major events. In news from the crime beat, police in Grand Bahama needs your help tonight in locating 4 men wanted for questioning in connection with various criminal matters. The first suspect is 39-year-old Omar Penn, aka Punch of Freeport. He is wanted by the Criminal Detective Unit for murder. Penn is described as 5 feet 9 inches tall, brown complexion, medium built, with a scar on his right jaw near his lips. Next is 41-year-old Omar Roll of Sea Grape, 8 Mile Walk. He is wanted by CDU for making threats of death. Roll is 5 feet 7 inches tall, brown complexion, medium built, and stutters when speaking. Now, the third suspect is 71-year-old Gerald Alexander Russell, aka Jerry. He is wanted by police on the charge of fraud by false pretenses. Russell has gray hair, brown complexion, and medium build. His last known address is Freeport. The fourth wanted man is Rashad Ashton Fox, age 30, of Sandy Point, Abaco. Now, he's wanted by the Abaco Police Division in connection with a shooting and a missing person incident. Fox is 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, dark brown complexion, and heavy build. If you can help police locate any of these suspects tonight, you should call 352-1919, 911-919, or your nearest police station. Switching gears now, the Grand Bahama Development Company witnessing an uptick in real estate sales, and this increase is coming from locals. Senior legal counsel Cherise Brown says that they're also focusing on the New Providence market as property is more affordable in Freeport.
We've actually had a very good broad base in Nassau, and it fell off for the past few years, and so we need to recapture that market. We know that most of our population is there, and it's just a market waiting to be tapped. Our average sale price for property is $30,000, 10% down, in-house financing. We do the legal work ourselves, so you don't have the added cost of an attorney. So all of those advantages to buying property here in Grand Bahama and from the development company.
Now, DevCo recently introduced an express line for customers who make property payments to DevCo, as well as service charges payments to Lusco. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.